Something dusty, remembered, abandoned, frayed at the edges, mildewed, stained, wrapped in tissue, stacked on a top shelf, rattled in a coffee can.
Something discarded,
Discovered,
dusted off,
shaken out,
smooth, open, carefully touched, already marked by invisible fingerprints. In our hands, the hands of our ancestors. Something tarnished, worn smooth from polishing, something embroidered with a name, something buttoned on a straight backed woman staring from a frame, something once dusted with pride, folded in grief,
or tied with ribbons,
smelling of mothballs,
cedar,
mice, something priceless at any price.
something
whittled, tasted sigh for
sigh.
someone yet unborn to find. These are the treasures that dare us to wonder, not only who they were, not only who we are, but what we will leave
Gorgeous. Hi, can you hear me, Lynn?
I can, without any looping.
Yay.
Yes.
So Stephen is having some technical
He's having
issues, but
some-
is fixing it, and he will rejoin us. So we'll
Okay.
just talk to you for a minute.
I will just talk
that
my
was-
brains out.
I'm thrilled. So that was a song from this new album, Legacy. which was recorded 16 years ago. Is that correct?
Yes, it was recorded in 2004. And at the time we had written these two pieces. We were in a very meditative frame of mind. It was right around the time we were working on The Glorious Ones, which is about legacy and what you leave. And this project kind of just occurred, and we decided to do some demos, you know, as we did back then all the time. And we went into a recording studio with these amazing singers. And Stephen played the piano on one. Steve Marzullo, our wonderful friend, played piano on the other. And we just put them away. We haven't done anything with them all these years for some reason. We got sidetracked with other shows, and you know, we decided that it would be nice to put them out into the world right now. It seemed like a good time. So, yeah, I loved listening. I'm sorry, I was just going to say, it's gorgeous. I mean, I feel it's gorgeous. I have 16 years of, you know, remove from these things. And one of the things that I'm realizing I love, they're piano demos, and you can hear the felt of the piano rhythmically playing. It's a soft kind of percussive rub, and it's so beautiful. And it has a period quality to it, which I'm beginning to love. So.
I see that Stephen Flaherty is back. Let's try and bring him in. So
all right, then.
This too.
Hi.
Stephen.
Oh, there we go.
It was crazy. For some reason, it sounded like I was listening to 6 people singing.
We all heard that.
And staggered entrances. I was like, can't they hear where their entrance is? Yeah. So anyhow, nothing like live TV, folks, right?
Truly. But I'm so thrilled to be here with both of you today to celebrate this really, really beautiful album. And Lynn was just telling us sort of the genesis of it. What made you revisit these demos? You guys were in Florida working on a new show called Knoxville.
Yeah.
When the world shut down.
Yeah, we had finished our 3rd week of rehearsals for Knoxville. And we were working with Jason Danieley on the show. He's our leading man. And one evening we just began talking about the piece, and he had remembered how special it was when we were originally recording this cycle. He said the best thing, it was a teeny little studio in the Flatiron District, and it was LYNN in the control room. I was at the piano, and just Marin and Jason together. And there was something very intimate about, you know, 4 friends creating music that way. And then, Lynn, you should continue the story. You began to think about that, and we were.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I was saying just before you came back on, Stephen, that it started at a time when I think we were thinking about our body of work and our, you know, just sort of writing like I Was Here was written not too long after that song, and the next one of these song cycles occurred to me because my father was a photographer for his whole life, and took pictures of New York all during the 40s and 50s, Coney Island and Manhattan and all over the city, Central Park. And I have this huge body of his work, you know, that was left to me and to my family. And I suddenly thought, oh, you know, maybe we can do some responses to these photographs. Maybe we can write some personal, they'd be very personal for me, little, you know, songs based on what's in those photographs. And we did that. And then we recorded those afterwards with Stephen Pasquale and Sarah Uriarte. And, you know, just hearing them now after all these years and with the distance of time, they just sound so beautiful. The singers are so beautiful. The piano playing is wonderful. And it makes you remember what you were thinking about so many years ago. And suddenly it feels like we're thinking about that same thing now during this pandemic. Yeah. We have time to look around us and pause and see what's on the shelves and look at our mementos and remember where we were. And so I think that's, for me, one of the big reasons why, you know, it occurred to me to let's hear those songs again. Let's put them out there into the world. This seemed like a really apropos time for that.
So the first of the two song cycles is called 1859, A Farmer's Diary, and we're going to listen to one of the songs from that now. That is March, Positively Lazy. Here's Marin and Jason.
I have been very idle today.
I have been very
I am
idle
becoming
today.
positively lazy. If I could sell this cumbersome farm, I would divest myself of care. And I would be quiet, I would be healthy, I would be joyous. Every day, find you a bird's nest for your shells.
Find us a grapevine for our door.
Find us a hilltop all to ourselves, where we could be idle in the sun, positively lazy evermore.
So 1859, A Farmer's Diary. How did that come to be?
You know, interestingly, I have a house in upstate New York, and someone sent me a little gift. It was a little book with some photographs in it and some excerpts from A Farmer's Diary. And the farmer lived and worked maybe 15 miles from here, 20 miles. And I got so fascinated by this that I started doing a little research, as I tend to do. And I found out who he was. His name was LYNN, and he was married to a woman named Helen. I got in touch with his family, a lovely gentleman named George Dardess, who was a descendant of LYNN. And he told me to go look in the Columbia County Historical Society, which had the actual documents there. So it was just kind of this, exploration of something that happened very close to where I have a home. And, this is farm country. I've been up here for close to 40 years, and I know it very, very well. I know the area, I know the seasons, I know the farming cycles, I know the nature and the natural habitat and stuff. And so it was very close to my heart. And this man's diary, LYNN's diary, is so interesting, and because he wrote everything down, everything that happened, whether it was how much he got paid for his sheep, or that his child died, his newborn baby, or that his minister believed in slavery and he didn't. There were so many very rich facts about this man's life that he kept a record of. And we thought, what a great idea. We'll put together 12 of these very small gems based on his diary that will kind of give an arc of a farmer's life in America at that time. And that's how it came to be.
It's stunning. The whole record is stunning, but the first song cycle, Marin and Jason, first of all, how lucky are we to have new Marin and Jason music in the world?
I know.
And Stephen, you moved to New York the same day as Marin Mazzie?
Yeah. Marin and I moved from different cities to New York City the same day, month, and year, September 15th of 82. Yeah. So like every time September 15 would come by, I'd say happy moving to New York City day. And I remember it because it was 3 days before my birthday. So I moved to
Wow.
Brooklyn, and I had like absolutely no cash, and I had absolutely no prospects. And I was determined to be a composer. And I think it was probably the lack of thinking things through that, that allowed me to just go blindly forward. And I'm happy I did.
Yeah, it works out for you. Well, why don't we listen to your moving date twin, Marin Mazzie. This is April Snow.
There are miracles under the snow. There are miracles under the snow. Young shoots pushing up, new roots putting down, white giving way to green and brown. I sit and wait and sow. I sit and wait and hum. Next winter a new child will come. There are miracles under the snow.
It's so gorgeous.
I know.
It's so
You just-
beautiful.
You just get the chills listening to her voice. Ugh.
I remember actually when we recorded that particular song, because we did everything live, and we did a lot of things in one or two takes, and there was no punching in for this line or punching in for that line. These were like really live recordings, and that piano part is so hard, and there are so many notes to it, and it's quite extended. And I remember just sort of getting sweating, thinking like, oh, please don't let me clam in the last measure, because I wanted to do Marin honor. So
And you certainly did.
Yeah. That was these tracks. I'm sorry, Robbie. I just wanted to add these tracks. They were recorded at my old jingle studio, and they were so nice. Smythe and Company. They used to let me use this beautiful little studio for free, and we would do demos there. It was fabulous. So it was kind of a historic recording for me, anyway.
Yeah. We did a lot of good stuff in there.
Like?
Yeah. Well,
what would you say? Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I remember for this particular cycle, unless I am remembering totally wrong because it was a while ago, but I think this was virtually all text first, because LYNN would read the passages, and then she would comment on the passage. We'd talk about it. She would write a text, which actually felt very poetic. It felt like very much like a poem. And this is like the real old school art song thing, where the text is handed over to the composer, and then I would interface with that and write the music, and then we would discuss it a bit. But in terms of the demo process, it was very simple. It was the two singers and people that we loved and that really understood not only our work but these particular characters. Because even though they're art songs, these are based on a real husband and wife, and they're real characters, and they immediately understood these people and brought so much to it. And just the notion to not track anything, to really do everything live. And I remember I couldn't see them. They were do you remember, LYNN? It was like that little, it was like a little
around the corner.
It was a little ISO booth down the hall. And so I was like by myself in a completely different room. And so I couldn't, usually whenever I accompany a singer, I can see when they're intaking the breath, and I try to, breathe with them. And I just had to listen really closely to see when they were breathing, and, hope that we were together. And it's almost telepathically it came together, and it was a really fun session to do.
Yeah, I don't think that I've ever, well, I shouldn't say that. There have been a couple of projects where I started lyrics first, but most of the time Stephen and I either work, in the same room, coming up with a melody and a bit of lyrics and back and forth, or I'll beg him for music. I'll say, oh, please just give me some great music, and I'll, even just 3 notes will be, I find, inspiring, or a little vamp, anything. But I had forgotten actually that I wrote most of, if not all of this, lyrics first, because I don't know. I guess it just seemed like an interesting reversal of our usual process. And that, I think that's one of the things that we've discovered about working with one another all these years, is that we keep changing it up a little bit every time.
Yeah. I also think because of the nature of it being based on a diary, on a journal, and these were this man's thoughts, and I think you were interpreting them into lyrics, into text, from his text. From his text. So it was like a really cool way to work, and it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. And it was, the other thing that I was going to say before was that these 12 songs for the Farmer's Diary actually tell a story. There is a definite story that is just inherent in what he lived and what his wife lived. A story of, beginnings, new beginnings, nature changing, a family, a wife getting pregnant, their joys, their sorrows, and, their strength at the end of it all. And I just found that so beautiful. So, yes, I was setting Philo Blinn to lyrics,
You brought him beautifully to life. Let's actually go to Husband and Wife, the next track. And I should say that we're not listening to the whole album here. If you want to hear the whole album, it's available everywhere right now. The CD is beautiful, and it's every lyric is printed. There's stunning photos in there, etc. So you should get it. But also, if you buy it on iTunes, you get a digital version of the booklet. So, chef's kiss. But we're going to jump now from April to July to Marin and Jason together. This is July, this 4th of July.
Many a 4th of July, our small celebrations forgotten by fall. But this 4th of July is the best and most blessed of all. family relations are pleasant and full. All our earthly wants are supplied, and we have sold our wool. Yes, we have sold our wool. We spent many and many a 4th of July, our small celebrations forgotten by fall. But this 4th of July is the best and most blessed we ever have spent. Oh, the best and most blessed of all. Today I feel life is worth living for.
Imagine having those voices to just take your
Yeah.
material
I know.
and lift it. Come on, come on. Were you writing?
I know, it's ridiculous.
It's an embarrassment of riches, honestly. Were you
It's
writing
amazing.
with those voices in mind?
We're always writing with those voices in mind, you know. I mean, we pray for voices like that on everything. I don't know if we were. I think we were sort of in our own little bubble of just interesting writing at that moment. I don't think we were thinking too much about casting when we actually were writing. But then, of course, the minute you want to hear it sung, you turn to the people you know best and love most.
Yeah.
And, you know, there they were. Yeah.
And also, as the piece developed, I knew that I wanted to really feature Marin and Jason's upper register too, as well as the lower parts. And you know, you need people with these amazing clarion voices to pull off some of these passages. And we were just all like excited about working on something together. And at that point, actually, you know, we had done Ragtime with Marin, obviously, but we had not worked with Jason on a project, and we had always wanted to do that. And so it just seemed like a natural.
Yeah. Stephen, when did we go? When did we go to do that Broadway by the Bay with Marin and Jason?
Oh,
What year was
well,
that?
it was after this, because I remember Marin sang something from the other cycle. I think it might have been 2013.
Oh, maybe. I only mention it because we went on the road with this pair and
We did.
had a blast. We did 5 shows out and, you know,
Oh,
on the
okay.
Bay.
Jason
There he
Danieley, he writes 2005.
I thought, okay, so like the next year that we went and did this crazy show. And, you know, I hate being on the stage and wearing the same outfit 5 times in a row. I just can't stand it. But, you know.
Yeah, you just hated wearing that same outfit.
Hated
You're like,
it. Can I change? No, it's not.
No,
but,
costume. It's costume.
I know. But anyway, they're dear friends. And,
yeah, it was great just, you know, doing that with the two of them. We had a great time.
Yeah. 2005. Thanks, Jason.
Oh.
And I do want to say, Lynn, while Jason is also here, that you last year or the year before, there was a wonderful 92nd Century Y show that Jason directed of your lyrics. And so they are actually going to be showing it at stageaccess.com starting December 18th at 7 p.m. It's free to watch, and you can go to stageaccess.com. You can download the Stage Access app for iPhone, Android, Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV to watch that really spectacular review.
On the 18th, and I will add that starting on the 19th, it's on demand. So I don't know what they're charging, but it's, you know, it will go to support, you know, educational program for the theater community and beyond. And yeah, it's great. Jason did an amazing job of directing. It was a beautiful show. There's a surprise guest in the episode that they will stream. We did 5 shows. There was a surprise guest, and yeah, it's really fun. And you know what? While I'm giving shout outs to people, I just have to tell everybody who's listening or watching right now that Robbie designed this album, Legacy, and it's gorgeous. No,
it's beautiful.
It's absolutely beautiful. It's beautiful design, and you cherish. Everything is. Yeah, there it is, and it's beautiful inside and out.
Amazing.
Yeah. So thanks.
Thanks so much. Back to Jason. You make me blush, Lynn Ahrens. You make me blush.
I meant to. Yeah.
Our next song is actually a Jason solo. So this is September. Helen.
Helen, are you better, dearest? Can you hear me, dearest? Is the lamp too low? Helen, I have prayed a little. I'm not good at praying, as I guess you know. It's raining lightly. Can you hear it, Helen? Glad you made me mend that eve. It's raining, Helen. It's been raining nightly. It's a good rain. Helen, please don't leave. Helen, can I fix the pillows? Is your fever breaking? Can you take some tea? For years ago we wed. You should not be abed. Helen, we still have so many other rains to see.
Just gorgeous.
I just love the intimacy that Jason brings to that song. It's as if he's, whispering in the listener's ear. And what a gift it was to get that beautiful lyric. It's like everything you need to know about how to write that song is there in the lyric. You know, just the word about the rain, and you know, it was all there. That was a very fast, very quickly written song.
Yeah, Stephen writes the best rain music.
I'm good at rain.
Anybody, he's really good at rain.
Yeah, we have a rain song, I think, in every show,
song, every
much.
show.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you really do.
We have
Well, there's a new
through
cycle for you.
Yeah,
right, rain.
That's right. He's really good at rain songs.
Why not?
Yes.
Why not? I also want to mention that this album is produced by both of you and Michael J. Moritz Jr., who took those recordings that were made all those years ago, and I cannot remember the engineer's name. I'm so sorry offhand. From the company?
Stefan Guyot. Yeah, lovely Frenchman.
But Michael completely remixed it, and it sounds spectacular.
Yeah,
just
an amazing job. Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the software he used, but apparently this wasn't even available within like just even a year or two ago, and he was able to really work on the EQ and sort of sculpt it, and you know, just make it just really. I guess it's like when you're refinishing a painting or bringing a painting back to life, you know, where you're just bringing out the colors and textures, and he did a beautiful job.
It's just stunning. So the next song in the Farmer's Diary that we have is October, When I'm Stronger, and this is Marin. So here we go.
When I am stronger, I will help clear fields, carry stones to the fences again. But for now I give thanks for my husband in the fields, and all his labor yields till then. When I am stronger, I will milk our cow, carry pails to the kitchen again. But for now I give thanks for this gentle-hearted man, doing everything he can till then. I do grow stronger, sit up longer, baby kicking. My husband says I'm like the pears, ripe picking. When I am stronger, I will help clear fields.
That melts my heart.
I know.
I that might be my favorite. I just think what she does with it is just exquisite, and it's just very moving to me.
And your playing is so sensitive with it. It's very much a give and take of the two of you. It's really just stunning.
Yeah, it was very special. I think it's because we know one another so well, and I knew where she would breathe or where a phrasing thing would occur. So it was interesting because we feel like we're in that room together, and we were not at all, and we could not see one another. So yeah, I was happy it came across.
It was recording by ESP.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's like, I know what you're about to do, Marin.
And I'm going to go there. Yeah. Oh, it's such I have to say, it's just this is a pleasure for me. And I know for Stephen too, just to hear these songs with the distance of time and, all the things that have happened in our lives, with Marin, with Jason, with, everything. It's just so moving, to have this look back at such a joyful time. And just the symmetry of it all. The fact that we're working with Jason this year, and it's wonderful. What, Robbie? Go ahead.
Did you expect that you generally don't look back very much? You are very much like next project. What was it like rediscovering these and listening to them for the first time in a long time?
Well, you want to hear something funny? I said to Stephen, I think we recorded some very good demos of the song cycles. I seem to remember we recorded them, and Stephen said, "Oh, I don't know if we did. I'm not sure." And I said, "I think we did." And I called Jason and I said, "Do you by any chance?" He said, "Oh, I have them all." And he said, "I have them all." And he sent us these masters, and then we dug them out ourselves. But we really had forgotten what was in the trunk a little bit, because we don't recycle songs. We don't use old songs to dust them off and put them in new shows. We never do that. We've only done that exactly one time with one piece of music. But this was something that we had finished. We had done it. We loved it. We didn't know what to do with it at the time. I think we felt it should have been on a stage in a theatrical version. And we did do a wonderful workshop with Graziella Danielle, who we love so, so much. And, we've done 5 or 6 shows with her, but, we did that workshop, and it was very informative. We had 2 singers and 2 dancers, and it was something that we just couldn't quite figure out. Our work just didn't seem as if it lent itself to a dramatic form at that time. And looking back at it now, I don't know if it does or doesn't anymore. I just know that, these are beautiful, dramatic songs that, maybe there will be a new life for them at some point. I don't know, but this is certainly a new life, And,
100%.
In the workshop, which we did at Lincoln Center Theater, it was interesting because we did it with the 2 singers, the man and the woman, but we also did it with 2 dancers who danced the role while they sang about it, a man and a woman. And I think the tricky thing is the first one, as you'll see, because we're about to do the next month in a moment. There is an arc to these 2 people living together over the course of 12 months, and the second one is totally different in feel, and we'll talk more about that later. But it's more impressions, like this impression, this photograph, this moment, as opposed to something that had
a through line. It doesn't
like an overreaching. Yeah.
Correct. I always thought there should be a third piece, that there should be one with 2 singers, one with 2 dancers, and then one with the 4.
I see a new album in your future, Robbie.
Yeah, and we just never got to the third piece.
Honestly, there's not enough Ahrens and Flaherty music. Give it all to me. Give me more. Okay, so I'm about to play the last song of the first song cycle, 1859, A Farmer's Diary. This is December, An Unexpected Gift.
Late last night our baby died, just as we had begun to hope. A tiny girl, an early birth, a perfect baby gone to earth.
We loved our little unexpected gift more than we knew, more than we thought.
We had forgotten God gave her that sweetheart. May we be reconciled to his will.
May we be
And
reconciled
may
to
our
his
will be reconciled to
Oh,
his.
may your will be
May we be
reconciled to
reconciled to his will.
May we be
And
reconciled
may
to
our
his
will be reconciled to
Oh, may your
him.
will be
God grant us strength for one more day. As you give to a farmer and take away. When I am stronger, I will help clear fields.
I'm so
That's
terribly
Jason's
moved.
money note right there. Yeah, it's. I mean, they're extraordinary singers separately, but when you put them together and they connect so deeply with this material, it's just so moving. And you know, we hadn't heard the songs for a long time, and just sitting with them and listening to them, it just brought it all back to me, and I just remembered those sessions, and it reminded me yet again what extraordinary artists these two are, and how lucky we are to know them and work with them.
Truly.
And hang out together.
Truly.
Yeah.
And I just want to say all of Marin and Jason's music is on Broadway Records. So all of their albums, Opposite You, Broadway and Beyond, Marin's solo album, Jason's solo album, you can get them all at BroadwayRecords.com.
That's great.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Oh, and
So
I will just add
now
one
we're gonna
more thing.
move.
If I may,
Yes,
I'll just
please.
add one more thing, that this CD, what I'm really happy about is that we dedicated it to our parents,
Yeah.
and also in honor, in memory of Marin too. So, and one of the organizations that we hope, you know, our proceeds will go to is a scholarship that she founded with Barbara Marino. So we're happy about that.
Yeah, the proceeds from the album go equally to the Actors Fund Outreach for the BIPOC community, the Drama Skill Foundation Fellows Program, and the Marin Mazzie Music Theater Performance Scholarship at Western Michigan University.
Right.
Yeah.
So yay.
So again, buy the album.
Buy the album.
I don't know. I don't know what you're doing with your life, watcher, reader, listener. Just buy the album. So
What are you
speaking
waiting
of
for?
parents, yeah, right? Speaking of parents,
Yeah.
the second song cycle is called A Boy with a Camera. And who are these people who are on screen now?
Well, I find it really kind of weirdly embarrassing. First of all, I think my mother is watching, my 95-year-old mother. Hi, Mom. And my brother, probably my brother Paul too. I wrote these songs that were sort of in response to my dad's photographs that he left after he passed away. And when we talked to Van Deen and Broadway Records and Robbie, and we talked about design, and we said, we want to use these photographs. They sent back this cover, and it was a picture of my parents, and I was shocked, and I said, no. What? Yeah. I did. I said, we can't use that. It's about Stephen too. And
the first thing you said is people were going to think that she's me or she's you and the guy is me. I said, no one is going to think that. And, well, how would your parents feel if there's a photograph of my parents? I said, I think they'd be excited. Would your mother be like aghast? And she'd go, oh no, she'd get a kick out of it. I'm like, then there's no issue.
I know. So there turned out to be no issue. And Stephen said, and nobody will know it's your parents anyway, which now, of course, they all do. So yeah. They do. But, they were a very cool couple. They were a cool couple when they were in their heyday. And my mother's still very cool now. But, they were bohemians, and they lived in Hell's Kitchen. I was an infant being carried up 5 flights in a Hell's Kitchen apartment. They had, their friends were photographers and sculptors, and they had quite an interesting life. So anyway, the pictures, as I said before, that my dad took of New York are, my one inheritance in a way. And, I'm very fond of them. So this album is so fabulous to, be able to put them into print in a way. It's great.
It's really beautiful. And the photos are stunning, and we're gonna share some of them while this
wonderful.
While these songs are happening. But I wanted to show you the very first one is this shot here. Is street musicians, and this is the basis of the next song we're gonna play, which is called "A Boy with a Camera." So. Here is a boy with a camera.
The horse stands hitched to a wagon, listening to 5 musicians playing on a New York City street. Caps on, woolly jackets buttoned, horns polished and raised. They are serious in this moment. Serious and stolid men playing on the pavement for coins.
From his mother's window,
A boy with a camera. resting his clumsy shoe on the floor. A boy with a camera leaning from the fire escape, joining secretly in this fond moment of joy.
Later he will labor down the stairs. By then, musicians, children, car, horse, all will be gone. But
For now, but for now, here they are, caught in his eager lens, serious,
totally
listening, implacable. Forever, playing
That was the view
So-
from my grandmother's apartment from that window.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So this song cycle is a different cast. It is Stephen Pasquale
Yes.
and Sarah Uriarte Berry?
Or-
Uriarte Berry?
I believe it's Uri, but if she's watching, maybe she
Uri.
can
Sarah.
go in the chat.
Sarah.
Sarah
Please
Uriarte
type in your
Berry,
name
yes.
phonetically and I will read it out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who I love. How did these two singers come into your orbit?
With Stephen, we had just done A Man of No Importance a couple of years before this recording. So he was in our cast. He played Robbie Fay in A Man of No Importance, and we had never worked with him before, and were just blown away by his voice, his talent, his wonderfulness, you know. And I don't know how we came by Sarah. I knew of her, but we hadn't worked with her.
Yeah, I had mentioned to Ira Weitzman at Lincoln Center Theater because we were ramping up to do a workshop, and he mentioned her because she was so terrific. I guess in the road company of
Yes,
Carousel.
That's
Carousel.
right.
And this is pre-Light in the Piazza. So we're talking like 2004 right here, and Light in the Piazza, I believe, is the following year because it was the same year that we did Nessa Rose. So we were at the one theater, and Light in the Piazza was at the other. So she was sort of in a weird way between gigs, and we were lucky that she was available to us. And both she and Stephen participated in the workshop at Lincoln Center, and then after the workshop, we recorded the cycle.
Yeah,
Steve Marzullo on piano.
Yes,
That's right. And when you get to work with singers like this and people like this who are so giving and so, they just are so generous with their talent and make you sound so good. We have been so lucky over the years, to get to work with some of these premier performers who really, I feel, we'd be nothing without you. If you're listening, we'd be nothing and nowhere. They're just fantastic,
And they had a lot of ideas. My memory is being in the studio. We made a lot of changes, like when everybody was right at the mics and on their feet, in terms of who sang what, and they were just incredibly generous and game.
Yeah. So it's so nice to hear these.
It is.
So the next song is called Beyond the Frame, Just Beyond the Frame, which
Yeah.
is Sarah's solo. And do you want to set up what that is?
This is a collection of beautiful photographs of elderly women that my father took. He loved their faces and he loved their laugh lines. And, he loved people. My dad was a very ebullient character. He loved people. And these were photographs of elderly women who were acquaintances or friends. My grandmother's in there. My Aunt Florrie is in there. Several women that he knew, one from New Jersey, and I think Banny is from Rhode Island. And I think he just fell in love with their old faces and took some pictures. And, it inspired me to start thinking about photographs and pictures of women in particular, and what they mean when you look at those photographs. So that's it.
And again, if you want to see the photographs, buy the CD because they're all in there.
They're there.
Hey.
Here is Just Beyond the Frame.
Rose and Maria, mother and daughter, stand on a corner waiting to cross off to the stands for vegetables, beef buns, Saturdays. They make sauce. Maybe there's a grandson in the army. Maybe there's a husband and a blonde. Maybe there are 6 or 7 children running through sprinklers just beyond. Grandma Sadie watering her houseplants, ivy, snake plant, wandering dew. Sadie does for all things living, that's what Sadie lives to do. Maybe there's a brisket in the oven, likely an umbrella in the hall. Maybe Uncle Irving's getting shaved and listening to the Dodgers playing ball. Benny rocking, shining like the sun, making laugh lines one by one. Mrs. Du Bois, surrounded by garden, leans like a soldier on her hoe. Nothing in nature has the temerity not to grow. Maybe there are aphids on the roses. Maybe there are iris roots to clean. Maybe where she plans to put a willow can't be seen. Sweet Aunt Florence peels potatoes, comfy in the clutter of her life, hums a tune, unheeding her possessions, wielding her knife. Somewhere there's a letter from her brother, somewhere there's a doll without a name, somewhere there's a magnet full of needles, just beyond the frame, just beyond the frame. Women's lives are never ending when you think of what's extending just beyond the
What a gorgeous, gorgeous,
It's
gorgeous song.
Yeah, it makes me happy. It mentions my whole family in there, even my Uncle Irving.
Ah, so good. The next song that we're going to play from the cycle is Steve Pasquale's solo, and he actually tweeted this yesterday. Time is a funny thing. I remember singing this like it was last week. It was 16 years ago, and the images of working people it conjures is more powerful than ever. I think it's one of LYNN and Steve's best tunes.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely.
And
So,
it's really a tribute to the people that made the city rise, and the working people, and it reminded me, the first responders, and seeing it and listening to it this year, just the people that make it happen against all odds, and it's that to me is very moving.
Mm-hmm.
well, you know what? We're just gonna play it. This is Rising City.
Fathers, sons of fathers, and fathers of sons. Haul ropes, move cranes, load trains, make a city rise. Cheeks pocked by weather and whiskey, frayed at the collar, strangers to soul, playing harmonicas, ocarinas, hands thick and hard as a rope. These men, these workday men, these fathers and sons of sons, rise from their sweated beds or the fetid pavement, rise to their coffee, their apple, their chew, and in the rising phases, in the rising city,
He's such
It's
an
so
extraordinary performer.
Come on, it's so weird you didn't get singers for this, is what I was gonna say. He's spectacular. Come on.
He's spectacular
Come
and
on.
effortless. Effortless. It's just this beautiful instrument in this, beautiful man. It's not fair, really.
Ronnie says that he's loved this song since he heard this song at Merkin Hall.
Oh,
It's beautiful. So, what is the future of Legacy?
Well, people will buy this album, as you said repeatedly throughout our hour. But we're also making sheet music available for all of the songs on Legacy. We actually got the proofs this afternoon.
right.
So personally, I would love everybody to sing these songs. I think that there's something sad about a song that's not sung, and there's something wonderful about people using their voices to communicate. And I'm hoping that people will enjoy this CD and want to sing the songs.
And maybe one day
It's
we'll
so
put together
exciting.
one day we'll maybe put together a little concert or something. It's hard to know. You put these things out into the world, and they find their way. They find their own way, and who knows what will happen. I have a lot
Now,
of CDs.
because
to give
these are
away.
demos. Buy them. BroadwayRecords.com.
Buy them. I'm not giving them to you.
So, because these demos exist, that leads me to ask, do other demos exist, and can we expect a treasure trove of more Ahrens and Flaherty demos to come out to the world?
Every year, we're going to release one until we die of our no, I'm only kidding.
I'm
So people
holding
say
you to
no
that.
more. No.
Every reader who's watching right now got very excited. I want to revisit every show. I want Bedazzled. I want Lucky Stiff demos. I want them all. So
we have them. We have a lot of stuff.
We have so many for
we
Lucky
actually,
Stiff.
for one charitable event that we've been involved in, so many of them over the course of this pandemic, you were just trying to help however little we can. We put together a little demo of, it was called Ahrens and Flaherty's Secret Stash. And it was 4 demos for projects that never happened, they were like, and really fun songs. And we put this together and gave it away for charity. It was funny.
You can feel free to slip that into my email at any time.
All right, maybe we will.
It depends. How badly do you want to hear Billy Porter as a bloodthirsty shark, like literally a shark?
Why?
Yes.
How about that?
Would you dangle that if you're not going to give it to me? That's, come on. And we know that Knoxville will happen.
Yes.
And that the Once on This Island vinyl is coming soon.
Yes.
We're
it's really
actually just
exciting.
announcing that here right now. I just slipped that in like it was nothing.
I think it's in Tea Moon orange, as we like to say.
Right.
It's a certain shade of orange.
It sure is.
It's Tea Moon.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
It's really, it's going to be a stunner. I'm really excited. And actually, I have the Anastasia vinyl.
I
behind me
see it
there
right behind you.
I
Yeah.
designed
Yes. There she is,
Yeah.
behind that giant A.
And there she is. It's gorgeous. Okay, so we're coming to the final song of the album, which is we're moving back to Marin. This is from Boy with a Camera, and it's based on this beautiful shot of a willow tree in Central Park. I've heard this song before on Stephanie Bell's album and on the album, the 2 double set from Broadway Records. Becca Luker sings it. But this stunning recording of Marin doing it was unearthed. What can you tell me about this song?
Well, this is the only recording that wasn't done in the studio. I think it's really interesting that that we recorded it live in front of an audience. And again, like all of the songs in this, there was no dubbing, no A and Bing. This is a live performance from beginning to end. And Marin had given a little bit of a speech about her voice teacher right before it. And they were very, very close. And I think that there was something about passing things on from teacher to student, from, generation to generation. And she just infuses this song with so much emotion that it's almost overwhelming for me. So this is yours truly accompanying her again at the piano with Antoine Silverman on the violin.
Mm-hmm.
This is get your hankies, friends. This is Marin Mazzie, Something Beautiful.
Silent, I watch the clouds. Silent, I touch the water. Silent, I lean to people. Silent, I turn to light. Silent, I welcome birds. Silent, I lift the children. Silently reaching outward, silently holding tight. And my roots go deep grow. For I was put here to make something beautiful, make something beautiful before I go. Silent I bow to crowds, silent I move to breezes, silent I bless the lovers, bending I hear their sighs. Silent I spread my arms, crooked and gnarled but standing. Look, and you'll see me dancing. Look, and you'll see me rise. And my roots go deep in this place I know. Though I may be old, still I grow. For I was put here to make something beautiful, see something beautiful, be something beautiful before I
Yeah,
That release of breath at the
Well-
end, just
yeah.
wow.
That song,
Lynn.
yeah, I mean,
Steve, thank you
It's
so much. Thank you for this gift.
well,
This whole
it's,
album
you
is a
know, it's a gift. It's a gift to us too. And I will just add one little thing about that particular song. That picture of the tree that my dad took,
Please.
the posture of the tree was a little bent like that, and so was my father. Yeah, that he sort of stood like that because he had one raised hip, and yet he embraced life so fully. And so when I saw that photograph, I suddenly thought of him, and he was an artist, and I think his whole life was devoted to doing something of beauty. So that's for him, and as sung by Marin, it's for Marin as well. You know.
and I have to give a shout out to my mom, who
Well,
I think
Lynn
is
and Steve.
watching this as well.
Hi, Millie.
Hey, Millie.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah.
Thank you for the gift of
This has been
Stephen.
so
It was great
Beautiful.
to be here to celebrate the release of the record, to remember our parents, who I said to Lynn, I said, it's like they gave us the raw material to be able to do what we do, and
to play.
to honor them, and to look back, and as we're trying to go forward.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
It's just listen, friends. They say don't meet your heroes, and they're wrong, because the Lynn and Steve are just the kindest, loveliest humans, and it's been a joy to spend the last hour and 15 minutes with them talking about this really stunning album that you should go buy now. Again, buy the record.
Buy the record.
I've spent the entire
Buy the record.
hour 15 just feeling like Casey Kasem. To comment in at number 10, it's something beautiful. This is Marin Mazzie. This has been a joy and a pleasure, and I thank you so much for joining me. And I hope that we see you all real soon.
Thanks. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. All my friends.
Great. Thanks.